Hey, Menominee, do you know if anybody else is on campus there, or just the two of you?
Like in general, or what?
No, I mean for algebra.
Oh, we're the only ones here so far.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna print off 2 copies of the review for now, and then if Eric or Michael come, you can. I'll print off one for them. Okay.
All right.
So what we're working on today, Eau Claire, the reviews are right there. What we're working on today is the review for the last test. The answers are on the last page. So work through them. And what I think will be most helpful to you is if you not just look at the answers and then determine whether you got it right or wrong, but work through the problems, come up with the right answer, and then check to see if what you got is right or not. One of the best things you can do is the very first thing you ever do with any problem is to graph it, either in Desmos or on your calculator, and then from that, Jessica, why don't you work with Felicia, because I don't know if all those folks are coming. You said Nicole is? She's not. Okay. Well, then for sure you could sit in Nicole's spot. Yeah. Oh, I got to make another one, right?
Yeah, please.
Okay, just a second, Eric. Madeline, they're right there. No, I can't staple them, so do you guys have a stapler in there?
Yep, we do.
Yep, okay, good. Did it not come out?
No, there's no staples in the stapler.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to go and talk to Rose. That I can't help you with. Yeah. S. How do you get it to be the third root? Okay, so let's see here. So when you pull this little keyboard thing up, and you go to functions, miscellaneous, it's right here. Laura?
I got one for you.
Oh, she's got one for you. Never mind.
So you sure? We're right here. There's two places.
That's really the same.
Really? Well, this is did you see the person that hopped outside? Yeah. Show me.
So cute.
You don't understand, you just grab it.
This is just an example of his 2 numbers of
You could have like not class. Oh. We should hear just keep it and then we can I wish they could. I don't know it.
The English. I do like a speech to
All right, see you guys Monday.
Yes, yeah. So with this function, would it would it just bring down decrease or
No, it's not going to have a really close. And then it goes to then it goes 7 plus 8, 6, 2 again. This is and there's no way for the 2 right? And then 10 and you go 7 times this. Oh, no, that like 8. Well, like 5 I guess what was before rough marches. Doing this clear front because then I should be and soft. So I'll be like that. So I felt like in Johnny it was just really gay. I felt like before the time, what's that on there? And I was like, I know. The worst time so can you just have this one? Can you just because these are the best ones. Can you yeah, but how? You know how to do that? I don't know how to add. Are we supposed to solve for T? We just have to add to. The first one, it says, with 23, it says, give each one of the numbers from population. This one you have to solve for T. This one you just have to find this one. So did you solve for T for the total first, or did you so did you add the denominators and then cross multiply? Wait, so first step is cross, but also multiply, and then the second step is here I'm talking about. And then the second step is to and then solve for 2. I figured it all. I'll do this and it'll have highlight. So then when I assume I'll open it, that's 1, 2. Oh, no, it's just like, and then this would just be this side. All the things in it. Was quite a range of so like this one would go to the 85. Save this number. Because I already stopped this part. This part's good, right? And then this part, I just move this over. Yeah. So it's only 1 times 120 and then hand down. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's really good. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm doing some good things. So then now what? I add the light first.
And then I retake it, and then it goes to this. feel like you can.
You can.
Yeah.
So then I have to take. Okay.
I got someone actually left one.
Yeah. That's that. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to right hand straight. So I'm right this way.
Now it's asking whether the combined once this is defined, the calculation will be.
So the engine is green.
So this is your, so with a larger. If it is the same.
That's usually
If your
It's oral in communication. Yeah. I took that in high school.
You spend the whole semester. That is true. I was like, I was like, damn. That's what I said.
Well, it's not too much.
Whatever is left.
How did you know that was going
Because it's over any given hour.
Why would they just say what hour?
And that's the thing I watch
Oh, yeah, so this is the least thing. Oh my God, how did I know that?
So, it's
How do you know it's
so it's not just a track. We'll move the testament first. This is 105%.
Just like the
this?
Are your ears cold?
I love the
This packet is like a million pages long. Yeah. Yeah. All you have to do is like set up so like click that one and then like oh I was overthinking it too. I was like, wow.
But you should take it divided by this, like these two
Yeah.
divided by five.
The new one.
Divided by the
Old.
square.
Okay, got it. Dude, I hate these like pill ones. Like, I'm not trying to be a pharmacist. Actually, though. Or like the
Oh, got it.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
For me, the decimal point makes it easier because then I overthink the situation if I take it from 100.
Okay, just like that.
No, it's okay. I always sit and wait for him to figure it out and then he explains it.
So, this is how much you're losing per hour. If you want to have how much is left, so take 100 minus 1%.
Oh, when you physically undergraduate? Oh, that's a different point.
Yeah, and it was like putting a line and then I realized
No.
it was just 35.
Because you take the percent from 100, so it's
I did,
65
yeah,
minus
that is, this is a different one.
it's 65. So it'd be
Because I
65.
skipped it.
And then you do that with the 94, right? Or no? Okay.
And that, you want to put that.
And
And then this one would be 0.6. No, it'd be 60.
oh, yeah.
Because of the milligrams or whatever it is.
How much is that?
The initial value.
Wait, so what?
Yeah, six.
What are we doing?
Or percent.
Oh, percent.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
keep it as the point.
0.65.6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 0.06. Because that would be
0.06.
that would be 6 there. Okay, so that's it. So this is just the answer. Like you can't solve the t though, right?
Doesn't.
But so would I add these together and then multiply it by them?
No, you just need to, so it's looking for that one right there. Get rid of
Oh yeah, because it says aspirin and the other one's ibuprofen. Jesus, why do I have to throw stuff in there you don't even need to know?
Wait, so the 0.6.
You see how this is ibuprofen?
Yeah.
And that is aspirin?
You're in homeschool? I was homeschooled.
This is how many aspirin remain.
Ah.
Yeah, they try to trick you. Gosh, some shady stuff. I was gonna say shady. Yes, yeah, it's cool. Okay. The person was murdered at home. Wow, this took a turn. They're probably doing math. Yeah. There's a suicide. Wait, we can't solve for 8 because we don't know what the equation is, right?
I did like 12.
And I wanted to get your starting temperature
Which is 69.
of the body.
Oh,
So it's 96 minus the temperature is cooling towards, which is 69.
then minus the initial 3.7.
That is what it raises.
Oh, that makes more sense. So it's 29.6. And then you put it to 8, and that's it. So why would it tell us about the 8.7?
Can you go over 28?
Yeah, I know. I got to get the screen going.
Where's the cam? Yeah, like, were you behind now? That's the picture to this lesson. Yes. Yes! I'm finally caught up with it. You remember it was 100 that side of that? I do. You're so fun. Good job.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be... Yeah, that's my fault, right? Yeah. See, that's what I thought. So you have to just have one body temperature.
Okay.
Ew. Let me write this down.
So what do you have so far, Nick? This is 69 degrees. Oops, not percent. 69 degrees. I'm with you.
We're at 98.6 minus 69 is okay.
98.6 is where you are. And each hour, or during the first hour, it cools to 94.9, right? During the first hour. Am I right?
Yep.
Assuming that the person's temperature was a healthy 98.6 at the time of death, so we have 2 points. 0, it's 98.6. 1, it's 94.9. Newton's law of cooling says, give me the formula. You don't have it in your book?
I don't.
A book would be nice then, wouldn't it? It's the pizza question.
Will you give us the formulas on the test so we're not just like, I don't know?
It's open book.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, Kenny. Is it open and
Okay, so here's the formula right down here, right? Right down here. I'm on page 309 in your book. So the body temperature as a function of the number of hours right? Body temperature as a function of hours. is. What did this 70 mean in this context? What was that?
Room temperature, what you're going.
Okay, so in this case it'll be 69, correct? Because that's what temperature we're going to. Plus, what is the difference between these two? Because if you remember, the 380 was the difference between 450 and 70. So how many degrees does the body have to cool?
19.6.
Close.
19.4.
No, you're in. It's the tens place section. This is almost 70, right?
Yeah.
And this is almost 100. So it'd be 29, right?
Okay, yeah.
If you take 98.6 minus 69, what do you get?
29.6.
So it's 69 degrees plus 29.6 times e to the t over whatever that constant is. Okay? So we have this one variable we have to figure out, correct? We can't figure it out from the first point, because if the first point is 0, that'll make this whole thing 0, which doesn't help us any. So we have to figure it out from this point here, yeah.
What's the point with the 3.7? Do we even use that in this one?
Yeah, that's what we're using right now. We use that to get this point right here.
Okay.
We used it to find out what the temperature was 1 hour in. Okay? So now we can substitute. We know that the body temperature 1 hour later is 94.9. That is 69 plus 29.6 e to the 1 over k. How do we get the k all alone? Subtract 69 from both sides. What do you get when you subtract 69 from 94.9?
45.9?
How do you get the e to the 1 over k all alone now? Divide both sides by 29.6, and you get e to the 1 over k is
875.
Now use your log to exponent equivalent. This is the exponent, correct? And a logarithm is an exponent. That number goes there. This number is the base. This number is the exponent. Or you could rewrite this as k is 1 over ln 0.875, which is
negative 0.133.
And they say, which number is this? 20. So they wanted us to leave it as 0.875. We just changed it to the reciprocal of that, 0.875. So K is whatever that value is. Either you could take ln 0.875, which gives you negative 0.13. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Just say that it goes down 13% per hour. That might be the best way to do it.
Question 35. Okay.
Just not looking for it. Hey Kevin,
Yeah.
I have a question for question 35. When it
Sure.
says graph the function f of x equals x. So when I plug it into Desmos, it's just a linear.
Oh, there's a typo there.
Okay.
I have to find that just a second. Yeah, when I translated it over, 26 point C. Yeah, when I put it into Google Docs, it missed something from the question. So let me get what that was. 26 point C. Oops.
Oh, my bad. So then we were still for.
It should say
Okay.
graph the function y equals log base 2.5 of x.
Is it just 17 or is it 7 to the 8? Oh, just times t. That's what I got. Yep. So maybe some ready to go.
Yeah.
Check body.
Yeah, for number 35, can you make that change? And the same thing for number 36. It should say, for this first one,
Yeah.
it should say f of log base a of x is 12. Oops. Went that
Julia.
Making changes, please.
Yeah.
Also,
So you know, when you're doing the math problems, if you click on the line, if you click on the thing, you're showing the 1 pointer thing. I didn't know that was a thing. I was wondering where I was backing from the side. So I have to go through all the signs that I did before this and click the thing so I can get an extra point. I have this thing. So good. That's why what I said. That's why I said when I think you're late, I don't think you can get full credit. That was a good say. Yeah. Exactly.
Come on, ladies.
Yeah, I know, but I have to do that for like 180 times.
So if you want to redo number 36, it should look like this.
So I would limit.
It's also very good.
Okay, you can take your break.
Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome.
So you could
It's my favorite time of the day.
Recess? I always struggled with whether I liked recess more or lunchtime more. My favorite time of the day was cookie break in the morning.
Yeah.
We had cookie break. I don't know if you guys did when you went to school. But that was my favorite time of the
I
day.
remember in like second grade, it was like milk break, and I drank rotten milk, and I spit it in the sink. And I yelled at.
Yeah, we sometimes had rotten milk too. I do recall that now that you say that.
I didn't know it was rotten until I.
It did not make me hate milk break though.
Are you serious? Hold that. What?
Like top to bottom.
Yes. Yes. These are so good. These mess me up.
How far away is that?
Quit right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm assuming it's the carry.
In this case, yes. Yep.
For this one, when we're going to add, or when we're limiting value for this one, the highest.
I almost did.
Like
So I
in
got
front of the T
last
and the highest
week
on the
I got a
option.
job.
Okay, and that was, you're talking about what the horizontal asymptote is. And the end of behavior is horizontal asymptote. Okay, and what did you get for a value when you did that? You had t squared over t squared, right?
Yeah.
Which means they cancel each other out.
So then, oh, I see, and then you do, that's when you take.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
But then again, I get like $2,000 just in like rent money plus what I got paid at like basic training for that. And I was like debating on it, but I'm like, I still, they're like, you need to take this offer right now, otherwise like the job's gone. And I was like, bro, I have a week left in my semester. Like I'm not trying to like fail all my classes. I just promised after.
You would have gone down there. That's not worth it.
Because you know it's mom was like, wait a minute.
I would have been like, I'll take the offer, but you have to wait for my class to take out.
And then I would have dropped out of school for a year, year one, or at least I'll probably move down there for like a year. I don't know who I find at least for just exactly a year.
You go month to month. They have those.
I didn't even know
Month to month or 6 months. Yeah,
But I have to move. I have to do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's a job that I totally would have taken.
I wasn't an accident.
Like, I was like,
I'm impressed they weren't, they just say that, okay, use that power mouse.
those are really specific on the fact. So like, we had all these things like jump on the new like the new system to the point which like everything crashed. It was like a huge problem. So then we're like one of the last. Wisconsin's one of the last people to move more to that system. You know, like we have a set time in which we need to get done so that like the next day can like start putting their stuff in without the system crashing.
And they just
Yeah, Army doesn't work that way. So then they're
They
like,
do if you know the right.
then my sergeant texted me last night. She was, yeah, can you please check online place on the job that we are trying to get you? And I was like, yeah, sure. I haven't looked at it yet. You know, is break time over with now? What's the 10:30? I'm like, yeah, no. Because my boss literally hates me and knows that I will not say no.
my class was like the biggest.
She knows I won't tell her no.
And we never had
And now I'm putting my foot down. Told you I had 4 finals this week. She called me a pig the other day. And you know how I'm like,
must be responsible.
I mean, she said that because I eat a lot of food. So then like, So then, like, you know how I'm like so like sarcastic and stuff. So she's like, I made a joke. She's like, I'm gonna hit you. I think she wanted that. That's the animal abuse. And then she got even more mad, and I'm like.
It makes it sound a lot better than salt.
So that cookie hit the spot.
No, it was really good.
So I feel like
more, but I don't know.
I feel like I have
It's not
maybe
enough.
like
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say too. You know me so well.
That's okay. I'll keep letting my brother.
So are we supposed to plug this in and change the equation to a house? Like things what it's asking. I guess I need to learn English to be able to do math too.
You don't need to do that.
No, I love it. Like, trying to exactly. I need a translator. Are you just gonna grab it?
Okay, and
So
I
what
think she's
I make like really good macaroni. I just follow the crack box and like make that every time.
Who you wrote that?
You remember? Technically it's true. And there's that little dinosaur on there, and it was like get a free like thing to the world or whatever. No, that shit was lit. I always wanted to be that little kid on the box that teaches little kids with the dinosaurs. And so one time my dad made us mac and cheese, and like the noodle was like it didn't have any cheese on it. It was like a white noodle. I was like, why is this noodle white? He goes, I don't know, like maybe it means that you guys come to Disney World. So my dad thought I was going to Disney World for like a week and a half. And then he's like, dude, I was just messing with you, and I literally cried. Sorry, babe.
Yep.
Sure is. Well, I don't know how to do this, so I'm gonna have to have somebody help me when I get here.
Don't you have versus
So I'm gonna have to. I have a friend that's just gonna make it here, and literally, like, it's the only thing I've seen me so impressed. Like, I cry. Like, we can break down the reviews to the point in which I can't not fail the test, but I only ever get like C's on it anyway. So.
Did you do like barrel?
You used to be a math major. Like, yeah, no,
I don't know
shit
what's
about
called the barrel race.
Same.
I like the
Yeah, I'm just trying to like go back to my house and like if I can. I hate when it's hate cats. I hate every cat in the whole world except for my cat. Like I literally hate cats. Like and when we found out that we got a cat, I literally was ready to just like I don't know, roll outside, lock the door, cuddle. I would not want to stay. And then she like sneaks in my room. She comes over in the middle of the night, starts looking at my face. It freaks me out. But it's alright. Oh, me too. I just got to the point where I'm like,
I had it where as a little kid, I was getting like headaches and stuff. And now it's like full on. Like there's a cat who I'm gonna die. Not actually, but like I feel it. And we board cats.
It's easy to It's not.
my cat's name is Tootsie. And I call her Girl too, like 50.
What color is
She eats my fries, but like, so like I give her some French fries, but like she picks and chooses which one she wants, and then she eats one, and then the other one she just spit up on the floor. And I'm like, oh. So there's like random fries around my room sometimes.
Okay, I told my entire
What type of dog you have?
I just can't.
Cat dog. I call them little dogs that are bigger than like. I don't know, like maybe high up. I call them rat dogs. I do not like them. I like pugs though.
Oh my god.
Pugs and bulldogs.
I don't know.
Yeah, pugs. Like my spirit animals are pugs, so I can't not hate them.
Yes.
I don't know.
We have a pug called Centaur.
They're like great as mug. And the people don't like her outside that much because they're chippery. And outside it's worse.
Makes sense.
And we still take her out. So that's just not her anyway. But I love asking them, what do you want for breakfast?
I love dogs. My dog's named Daisy, and then I have another one named Ella. The Ella's ever. So I like only pet her like once in a great while.
I don't think so.
Oh. Ella's kind of grosser than the other one though. The other one's like straight up pure like everything.
With like a really cute picture of them. Oh, that's like bossing the porn together. Oh, that's really cute.
I usually interested.
I can't wait to have my own dog.
My brother.
I don't know what I'm gonna name
We
it.
already had our Christmas party last week, and he just
What's
went
gonna
to
be
my
my
dog
name?
like a ton of random things, and he was like, "He's like, okay, everybody," and he like just threw up presents.
So
We have
someone
that's what I want.
the Saint Bernard and
My brother got a bunch of.
they share a kennel and like
I tried to
you
get
rarely
my
sleep on top of the dog.
I want a Saint Bernard, and I also want a Great Dane.
Yeah, it's not like.
I want the horse dogs. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna I know how to like train a dog just like within the extent what a normal person would. Not neglectful training, but like the average person. Yeah. What time is it?
It's 2001.
I'm gonna start typing this paper before I go to work. You feel Barb not coming out. First paragraph. I got a lot of my sources and I just got my points yesterday. I found some of my sources because like that's how I tell my kids. And so like now it's like really easy to know exactly what I'm doing. Because like that's what is how the video was, except for one of them. But I found this really good quote that supports my so good. Like, if I can memorize it, I'd spew it out my mouth all the time.
I go to a source, read a paragraph or two, figure out what I want to take out of it.
And I'll probably use my as a comparative essay, just because like one side is like college is a waste of time, and the other side is like college isn't. Well, it's like basically saying that it doesn't determine success in a person's life, and basically like obviously both sides are like really strong, so I can't like not put in the fact that other people think college is a good thing. Basically, to a point is like my points are like with a college degree, like your opportunities are declining, so there's not really a point in having a word. Even though there is, if you want to be an average person nowadays, you have to have a college degree. And then the other one,
I got 2 resume ones at school. I never ate like.
It really depends now on what you're going to. There's a lot of stuff that's required and then there's a lot of stuff that's like.
and then the other one is like
It's the same, like,
it takes so much debt. You get so much debt that your financial success declines, and then like the last one is
I
that
don't eat those things,
I don't know,
like the tacos.
curriculum It just can't rapidly adapt to the point where it should be
just a few hours.
Yeah, and like one of my main points for that is like I don't know like, marketing around social networks and stuff like that because that was just like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you don't really find classes on there anymore. Yeah, not me. If I link anything in a math class, you better know it's not even worth trying. You better go. Mine is like all in or all nothing. For the last test, I was really good at eliminating. I don't know what I did. I don't even know what I got on that test. I feel like. Yeah, okay.
I mean, it wasn't completely far off, but I mean, it was still working.
For me, there's a lot of like, I did a lot of reading and wrong. Maybe we should able to put some other beauty in you never added me.
I know.
You never added me. I don't know what gamer tag is. You want to know what my gamer tag is? So like, it was like, I was gonna change it, but it was like so funny that I like couldn't change it after like the system. I'm scared. Kevin, this is you. Don't let Kevin keep the door closed.
So this is a math class?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part so far?
Break time.
Happy holidays.
My favorite part is where thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you. Dude, Kevin's face was like pristine. Like literally turned his face to this.
It was me and my mom and my mother, like mom and their I was sitting there.
Yeah, I think I'm done. Now I gotta get paying them off festive in the holidays. Okay. They didn't even get one.
Not mine, because I don't use it.
I think I'm just gonna head out, Kevin.
There's the handle on the inside of the door, buddy.
Are they gone? I just want to make sure I don't run into them. Okay. Kevin, will I still get full points for being here today if I leave now?
You get all the points in the world.
Are you being sarcastic? Are you being serious? Because I really need them.
No, you really don't need them that badly. It's only 1 point, or maybe 2, I can't remember. But it's not very many.
I'm gonna need that. That's probably like the make or break for fail and pass on this next test.
You're just like so embarrassing. How did you not know? Oh my god. Well, I would have literally straight up. He doesn't seem to care about
No, I'm like concerned. Like, can I leave or?
Yeah, you can leave.
Okay. Will I get full points though? I'll give you my.
I don't care. You can have whatever you want.
As long as you get out of here. That's probably where it's at.
We should call on you.
Okay, bye, fam.
Yeah, I think they have like a good chef.
Dude, I swear to God, some lady with some short, like blonde-haired lady with a short haircut is gonna be like, "Where's the manager?" I'll be like, "It's me." It's like, it happens every time I work.
What do we say? Good. They don't even have that. My bosses do that. They're like the owners. So only 3 of us there and work. And one chick came in. She was really pissed off because we forgot, or we couldn't turn our dog's nails. And she's like, "I want to talk to the manager." My boss turned around. She's like, "You are talking to her. She's right there in front of you." Lady walked out and never come back.
It happens to me all the time. I get this lady, she goes, "Yeah, nobody helped me, so you just missed out on 3 pairs of shoes that we're going to buy for my kids." I said, "Okay, well, this is a self-service shoe store, so that's why there's, like, multiple shoes that you can choose from." And I was like, "Well, can I help you?" She goes, "Nope, you're too late." And I was like, "Okay, no, not wasting my time any longer then." Happens every time. Short blonde hair lady, short hair.
That describes my wife.
I saw your wife. She came and walked you to class one day. She doesn't have like hair like this.
She has very short hair, extremely short.
I'm talking about the blonde haired ladies with like low lights and like all the makeup on. That's what I'm talking about, Kevin. And plus, Sandy's really nice. See her in all your experiments on YouTube.
Adios, folks. See you guys. Yeah.
Bye, Kevin. I'll see you on Monday.
No, you can't leave until you look at pictures of her and tell me.
I'm telling you, Sandy does not look what I think you think I'm talking about, Kevin.
Okay. You think that hair is not short?
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I thought she had longer hair.
No, she's got very short hair. I'll show you one more picture.
Okay, Kevin.
Oh, there's a picture.
Okay, yeah, she's got short hair, but that's not blonde, Kevin. Tell me that that's not blonde. It's not blonde, Kevin. It's brown.
What color is... Oh, okay.
She looks very nice in that picture, though.
Yeah, she had that as her homepage on her, I don't know, Twitter account or something, because she said that was the skinniest that she looked for a while, so she wanted that picture. And I said, well, white, remember, is a color that makes you look bigger than you are. So if you think you look small when you are wearing white, you must really be small in real life. So
Got it, Kevin.
that's what she said.
So if I say that your wife's pretty, do I get an extra 5 points?
You get butt kiss. Butt kiss, sister. Butt kiss.
Bye, Kevin. I'll see you Monday while I show your class.
Bye.
Yeah, hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Can you help me with a couple questions?
Which one?
30, 31, 32, and 37.
Okay, so let's go to... Just wait here. The machine closed down here. All right. 31.
30 and 31.
Okay.
And 2 more after that.
So on number 30... Oh, this is that lesson number 23B or so. Let me think here. No, it might have been 24A. In that lesson, we had x plus 1 equals a to the x plus 1, and we determined that as they got closer and closer together, x plus 1 equaled a to the x plus a to the x. So if you look here on this problem, they say 2.5x plus 1 So this would be a to the 2.5. You just take off the 1. Okay, so if you look here,
So it's A to the 2.5.
right, but then now you have to go back and figure out, well, if that's true, then you'd take the number and divide it by, what would it be? 2.5, and you would get whatever it says here. There isn't a test question like that one on the test, so I shouldn't have put that one into the review, but I did. And then what, 31?
Yeah.
For 31, it's 15,000 equals 1 plus 0.06 over 12. Oh, I'm sorry, not equals. 15,000 times 1 plus 0.06 to the 12, or over 12, to the 30 times 12. Remember, it's the amount, and by the way, Lauren, this is a test question, so you do need to know how to do this one.
Okay.
The amount, if you write down the formula, the amount equals the principal times 1 plus the rate over how often you compound, in this case 12, to the time times 12.
Okay,
So I would practice a bunch of those in lesson 24B. I would go to the My Math Lab, because I can guarantee there is at least one exactly like this. Okay, so do you see where I got all those numbers from?
yeah.
All right. And then what was the next one?
Wait, hang on. Yeah, I wrote it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Is there going to be a yearly one instead of monthly?
I'm not positive if it's whether it's. It doesn't matter what it is. That just changes this number and that month number. There might be a yearly one. There might be a quarterly one. I don't remember. I just remember there are questions that are like that.
What does the 12 change to if it's yearly or quarterly?
Well, if it's yearly, it'll be 1.
Just 1. Okay.
Yeah, it's how many times you compound.
I don't understand 30.
And then it would be 4 if it was quarterly, right?
Right. But remember to do it in both spots, okay, Lauren?
Yeah.
You got to do it, divide by in the rate and multiply by in the time.
Yep.
Those two numbers are always going to be in there.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Number?
32.
So they give us the formula. They want us to get the formula. E of t is a e to the kt. The first thing we notice is that we don't know what the value is at the beginning, but we do know one of the points is 1.03, 2.34. Another of the points is 10.0 and 0.38. So let's set it up as a ratio where 2.34 is over 0.38. Okay, I just took this point divided by this point. That's the e to the t.
Okay.
And then that equals a e to the k times 1.03 a e to the k times 10.0. Okay. You know what? I have this exactly upside down because really I should have the second point on top and the first point on the bottom. So I'm just going to rewrite it so that it's in the right order.
Okay.
0.38 is over 2.34 as AE to the K times 1.03 over AE to the K times 10. So if I take 0.38 divided by 2.34, I get 0.1624. Am I going too fast for you?
A little bit. So what did you took? Oh, you just took.
I just divided this side.
Should
Oh.
the 0.03 stay with the 0.34? Like switch your A to the E's around? Like keep your numbers?
Oh, I didn't write it the correct way? This should be 10, and this should be 1.03. Okay?
Okay.
Now the A's cancel. So we have e to the k, or to the 10k over e to the 1.03k. Right?
Okay, so the A's just.
Cancel. Why is that?
Because division is the same as subtraction.
Because if you divide numbers, you can subtract their exponents.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So what do you get? 0.1624 is e to the
You subtract the exponents.
8 yeah, is that 8.97k? Now do it log to exponent. Remember the logarithm is the exponent. So 8.97k is ln of 0.1624. Remember, if the base is e, then the log is an ln. This just means log base e. So now if you want the k all alone, you divide that by 8.97. So on your calculator, you'd press 0.1624 divided by 8.97. So it goes down about 20% per whatever the unit is. 20% per second, or per bounce, per second. Does that make sense? You got the algebra there?
Yeah. Can you just leave it up there for me?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so you divide. Oh, okay.
I covered up some of the math. Felicia, you got it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. What question? I'm trying to figure out.
That's 35. It's the bouncing one. That one. Top of the page there.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I get it.
guess we should have an answer of 3.
That just tells it what K is. I wasn't quite done. I was just making sure you were to that spot. So now we know that K is negative 20%. So if we want to know time 0, E of 0 will be A e to the 0, which is 1, right? Oh, no, we have to use this to figure out what A is. Let's go back into one of these. Let's do this one right here. So 2.34 is A times E to the negative 0.20 times 1.03. So I just put in K, now that I know what K is. Or I can find A by dividing by E to the negative 0.20 times 1.03. So on my calculator, I would press 2.34 divided by second function e to the negative 0.2 times 1.03. And so A is, no, we get 2.875 and they say it's 3. Maybe because we rounded someplace along the way. With all our rounding, we might have rounded the value out to the wrong spot. Yeah, it's a rounding problem. We just rounded somewhere a decimal spot because when I recalculated, I got 2.9. So I'm getting closer to the right answer. I must have rounded someplace up above too far. I'm guessing it was right here when I rounded 0.38 divided by 2.34, and I got 0.1624. I'm guessing that's where I rounded wrongly. And then what was the other one?
37.
Okay, this is an excellent one for you to show me that you now know how to do the other one.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, dear God.
Like, I know how to do the one we just did?
Correct. So now see if you can do this one. Not the one we just did. The number one that we just did. The $15,000 one.
Oh. Okay.
So read it out.
Hang on.
Well, get me started.
Oh. Wait.
Yep, so far so good. Why did you divide by 12?
Would it be
It's-
6?
You're
It's
thinking
2
6
times.
months. No, it's not how long it's how many times. So it's divided by 2, not. I know why you're thinking 6 because there's 6 months in half a year.
Yeah.
It says in this case that you compound it twice a year. So you're going to divide it by 2, and then you're going to raise it to
The other one, I don't know.
the how many years?
It doesn't.
Each year for one?
1 times 2.
Oh.
Now, the only thing you have wrong there, Lauren, is you wrote 0.4. Would you agree that 0.4 is 40%
Oh,
interest?
0.4. Yeah, you're
Now, here's the problem that you're going to have is that I'm not going to be there to catch your mistake. So you're going to have to figure out error recognition. When you got that answer, you would probably get something like, let's say, $100,000. Would you be able to say, well, that can't be?
Yeah.
And if you start with 4,000 and a year later you have $100,000, somebody did something illegal someplace. I think one of the most difficult things that people in life struggle with is figuring out whether they're on the right track or the wrong track.
I don't know. I'm not getting that right answer, but I know
Okay, what did you write? 4,300.
Yeah, parentheses 1 plus 0.04 divided by 2, and parentheses over 1 times 2.
To the.
Yeah, to the, yeah.
Show me your calculator.
And I didn't get 17.
You didn't get what?
It says the answer is 17.
Oh. It says, what is the amount until your number doubles? So here's the part that you were missing. Both of you were missing. And that is, you thought it was to the 1 year, but it doesn't say to the 1 year. It says until it doubles.
Yeah.
So you had this part right. 4,300 times 1 plus 0.04 over 2 to the 2t.
Oh, so it's just...
Just wait.
Yeah.
You want to know when is it going to be 8,600. Does that make sense?
Because it's double.
Because you have to double it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now we're looking for t. We're not looking for the amount. We're looking for t. Okay, how do we find t? Step 1, divide by 4,300, and we get 2 is 1 plus 0.04 over 2 to the...
Wait, Cal, we can't see it.
Yeah, what happened to my screen here? To the 2t. Right? I took the 8,600 and divided it by 4,300 to get 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for an exponent. When we're looking for an exponent, we have to use the log to exponent equivalent. Log base 1 plus 0.04 over 2 of 2 is to t. Remember, the logarithm is the exponent. That always goes there. To get t all alone, we're going to take this and divide by 2. Calculator, you notice this time we can use the log base function on our calculator. Why? Because on our paper here, we've got a different base. Our base is not 10 or e, right? It was 1 plus 0.042 over 2. Ta-da. So we're going to put this base into the base, and we're going to put 2 in there. And when we get done, we're going to divide that answer by 2. You with me here? Make sense? So this will be 1 plus 0.04 divided by 2 of 2. And that whole answer, I'm going to divide by 2. 17 and a half years. Is there anybody that doesn't have that log base thing on their calc? You don't, so you have to use the change of base rule? Yeah, Laura.
I don't know how to do it on calculator.
If you go to math and then scroll down, keep going down, 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 down. There you go.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Sam, you have a question? Or
Yeah. I just had a couple. Just in regards to.
Which one?
It's 34. I just am not sure. I feel like it's probably really easy and just totally.
Oh, there's something probably missing on that one too. 26B. Let's
I
see.
feel like that one is probably going to be the equivalent.
It probably is 26B. Evaluate. There it is. Log base 2 of 2m, or 2 to the 3m.
Okay.
So let's put that incorrectly.
I was gonna look for him. I'm not gonna procrastinate.
I better check my test again to make sure that it's got the, when we do the test, that it's right there. There's only 15 questions on the test. So that's one thing that's true. Okay. So this one should say, oh, yeah, I do have that. I must have changed that already.
Log base 2, 3.
I don't know when I changed it. Oops. When I changed it, but I must have done it at some point.
Is 39 going to be on the test? The very last one?
There it is. So it is going to be on the test.
39?
39 is going to be on.
Go through it.
Yep. When the carrying capacity of population is much larger than the initial population, less than 1% of the carrying capacity, or so the initial percentage growth rate can be used for R in the logistic model. The population of deer lives in an isolated forest with an initial population of size 25. So times 0 is 25. And an estimated carrying capacity of 5,500 deer. According to the logistic model, P of T equals K P0 e to the RT over K plus P0 e to the RT minus 1. How many deer will there be in 50 years? So we would substitute in P of 50. That's what we're looking for. Is K, which is our carrying capacity, 5,500, times the initial population, 25, e to the 0.22, that's the growth rate, times 50, because we're talking about year 50, over K, which is 5,500, plus 25 times e to the 0.22 times 50 minus 1.
Yeah, I literally just said that as long as it can specifically school, otherwise everything else like. And I'm just like, whatever.
Now that only works if you're talking about the first or second year where you know for sure it's 22%. After that, you have to figure out what the R is. But you would need 2 points to figure that out instead of just 1.
Wait, so then...
Which one do you have a problem with, Sam?
Oh, no, I'm just looking at that last one.
What does it calculate out to be? So on my calculator, I'm going to use parentheses. 5,500 times 25 times e to the 0.22 times 50. And then I'm going to close the numerator's parentheses, divided by the denominator's parentheses, 5,500 plus 25 times, I have to open another set of parentheses, second function, e to the 0.22 times 50, go over 1, subtract 1, close the parentheses of the e, close the other parentheses for the denominator, and I get 5,480 deer.
Will 38 be on the test?
Yep.
Is that kind of the same thing as 32?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, what I would suggest you do is if you graph those points,
Okay.
and then there's going to be 4 choices because it's a multiple choice test, and then just graph 0 and so you graph 0 and 3 or 0 and 4 or 0 and 5. Because see, there's a bunch of choices that are given for that test question. So you just substitute all those in when you graph it and see which of those is the correct answer to get you through that.
Wait, what do you mean, like, substitute? Like, there's going to be choices and you just put, like...
Try each one of them into your... No, when you graph it, dear. When you go to Desmos and you graph it, you know, like I'm gonna put in a table where I have 0.037 goes with 4.982. Then I have 1.608 goes with 4.48. 3.179 goes with 4.057. Now I'm going to graph 0 and see what it goes with. Okay, so if I zoom in here to from 0 to 4 along the x, and I zoom in from, let's say, 4 to 5 along the y, now I can see if I backtrack on these points on the test, it appears as though I'm going to be really close to 5. Okay? Now you can connect the points. To help you see where it's gonna go to. And so if you put in 0 and 5, does that look like it's going to be on that line? If the other choice is 0 and let's say 2, well, it certainly